2025 saw the Earth shift violently, unexpectedly, and in places once considered stable. From devastating earthquakes ripping through active fault lines to volcanoes waking up after thousands of years of silence, this year reminded humanity of one undeniable truth: the planet is restless. Seismic activity surged across the globe, but what startled scientists most wasn't just the frequency, it was the where. New territories, new fault behaviors, new volcanic awakenings. Regions long considered dormant suddenly became zones of destruction. A volcano that hadn't erupted in nearly 12,000 years burst back to life, rewriting geological timelines and triggering urgent questions. Is this random or a warning? As we move into 2026, scientists are watching closely. Could rising seismic stress trigger more earthquakes? Which dormant volcanoes are now under surveillance? And what does this mean for communities living along the world's most dangerous fault lines? Hello and welcome. I am Jyotsna Kumar, and you are watching Inside Seismic Shifts and Rumblings. What on earth is happening? A WION Foreword 2026 special, we look back at a year when the Earth sent unmistakable signals and ask whether the new year could be even more volatile.
The year 2025 witnessed numerous seismic events. No continent was spared as natural hazards grew more frequent and severe, causing damage to lives, livelihoods, and global economies. According to Swiss Re, a leading reinsurance company from Switzerland, natural disasters in 2025 inflicted over $200 billion in total economic losses worldwide. From a powerful 7.7 magnitude earthquake that struck Central Myanmar in March 2025 to a long silent volcano in Ethiopia's Afar region, Haile-Gubi, that erupted in November for the first time in nearly 12,000 years. The year 2025 was bursting with seismic activities and rumblings that shook the world and threatened its inhabitants. Over the next half hour, we look back at what on earth has been happening on planet Earth in 2025, as the year was marked by a ruthless succession of natural catastrophes.
In 2025, there's been something around 17,000 large earthquakes. It's maybe a little bit higher than recent years, but that's not an unusual number. And the earthquakes are happening in the places we would expect them to occur, places that we know that are very active from a seismic point of view.
Seismic activities kept pounding the year through in 2025, from strong quakes around the Pacific Ring of Fire to rumbling faults under densely populated regions. Reportedly, on average, the Earth experiences about 15 quakes of magnitude 7 or higher each year. And the current count sits within this historical range. In fact, more people and infrastructure now sit on active fault lines, so each event feels more catastrophic. January 2025 began with a powerful earthquake in Tibet. An earthquake of 7.1 magnitude struck a remote region of Tibet, killing at least 126 people and wounding more than 100 others, with tremors felt in Nepal, Bhutan, and parts of northern India. The energy unleashed by the tectonic movement toppled houses in remote Himalayan villages, rocked a nearby Tibetan holy city, and rattled visitors to a Mount Everest base camp. The epicenter of the quake was the Shigatse high-altitude county of Dingri, located on the Tibetan side of Mount Everest and home to about 62,000 people. The Tibetan plateau is prone to earthquakes because of colliding tectonic plates. Tibet and Nepal lie on a major geological fault line, where the Indian tectonic plate pushes up into the Eurasian plate, forming the Himalayas, and earthquakes are a regular occurrence. The region is seismically active, causing tectonic uplifts that grow strong enough to change the heights of the Himalayan peaks. In March 2025, two powerful earthquakes struck central Myanmar's Sagaing region near Mandalay. Videos from Myanmar showed how buildings came down like a pack of cards. People screamed, ran helter-skelter to find refuge. Those scenes unfolded in central Myanmar and neighboring Thailand when a 7.7 magnitude earthquake hit near Mandalay, Myanmar's second largest city. "11 minutes later, an aftershock hit the same area again. More than 3,000 people were reported dead and over 4,500 were injured. Myanmar is one of the world's most seismically active countries. It sits on top of the convergence of four tectonic plates: the Eurasian plate, the Indian plate, the Sunda plate, and the Burma microplate. To accommodate the motions, faults, meaning cracks or fractures, appear in the rocks. This allows tectonic plates to slither sideways, leading to earthquakes.
No, we're not entering a phase of more intense earthquakes. So large earthquakes will occur every now and again. The time between them may appear a little bit irregular to us on a human timescale, but large earthquakes in tectonically active areas like the Tibet Plateau and in particular in Myanmar will occur every few years, maybe every 10 years, maybe every 3 or 4 years. It'll just the time between them will vary, but they will still occur.
Myanmar's vulnerability to earthquakes is largely due to its location along the Sagaing Fault. It is a major tectonic boundary between the Indian plate and the Burma microplate. It cuts right through Myanmar, north to south, and is more than 1,200 kilometers long. Afghanistan was impacted by two major earthquakes in 2025. In the month of November, a 6.3 magnitude earthquake struck near the northern Afghan city of Mazar-e-Sharif, killing at least 7 people and injuring about 150. This happened just months after a quake, and strong aftershocks killed more than 2,200 people at the end of August. Let's take a look at why the war-torn South Asian country experiences frequent tremors.
Afghanistan is a very seismic country because it's part of the system of the relative motion between Eurasia and the Indian plate, with the Himalayan front, which is the frontal part of the collision between India and the Eurasian plate. And the vulnerability of the buildings in Afghanistan is so high that that's why there must be a plan, and a national plan to be aware that earthquakes will continue forever.
Afghanistan is prone to a range of natural disasters, but earthquakes cause the most fatalities, killing over 500 people on average each year and causing annual damages estimated at $80 million. Studies indicate at least 355 earthquakes with a magnitude higher than 5.0 have hit Afghanistan since 1990. Afghanistan is located on the edge of the Eurasian tectonic plate. The northward movement of the Indian plate and its thrust against the Eurasian plate is usually responsible for Afghanistan's numerous earthquakes.
I think it's very important for countries to recognize earthquake risk and to plan buildings accordingly. Because we can see, where earthquakes cause the greatest loss of life, it's normally where buildings are least well able to withstand the shaking that an earthquake produces.
On the 8th of December 2025, a magnitude 7.5 earthquake struck off Japan's northeastern coast, injuring more than 24 people and prompting authorities to issue evacuation orders for more than 100,000 people. Japan is no stranger to severe earthquakes. It lies on the Ring of Fire, an area of intense seismic and volcanic activity on both sides of the Pacific Ocean. The worst in recent Japanese history was the 9.1 magnitude Tohoku earthquake in 2011 that triggered a major tsunami and nuclear disaster. That quake and tsunami left more than 22,000 people dead or missing. This summer, till June, as many as 1,600 earthquakes have rattled the Tokara Island chain south of the Kyushu region in Japan. Also creating panic among netizens was manga's prediction of a major earthquake or tsunami hitting Japan on the 5th of July. Manga, which means whimsical pictures, is an umbrella term used for a wide variety of comic books and graphic novels. Originally published in 1999, the manga's first edition gained attention after the March 2011 Japan tsunami and earthquake. In the manga, Tatsuki had written that a great disaster would hit Japan in March 2011. That prediction actually did coincide with the 2011 major earthquake. The attention on the manga led to a republishing of The Future I Saw, along with an updated version with new predictions. The manga popped back into the spotlight in 2021 and has reportedly sold more than 1 million copies. In its most recent edition, the cover features the quote, "The real disaster will come in July 2025." And the characters discuss a natural disaster in which the ocean floor between Japan and the Philippines will crack. Though the megaquake didn't happen, the recent December 7.5 magnitude quake highlighted Japan's constant and ever-increasing seismic risks. As the year 2025 drew to a close, another quake struck 32 kilometers of Taiwan's northeastern coastal city of Yilan. A 7.0 magnitude earthquake was felt across Taiwan and shook buildings in the capital, Taipei. No major damage was reported. Taiwan lies near the junction of two tectonic plates and is prone to earthquakes. More than 100 people were killed in a quake in southern Taiwan in 2016, while a 7.3 magnitude quake killed more than 2,000 people in 1999. Let's now move to India, the South Asian country that has recently released a new seismic map under the revised Earthquake Design Code. India has placed the entire Himalayan arc in a newly created Highest Risk Zone 6 for the first time. 61% of the country now falls under moderate to high hazard zones. Officials say the revised classification is intended to strengthen infrastructure planning, tighten building standards, and enhance disaster preparedness across one of the world's most seismically active corridors. The reclassification is one of India's most significant seismic assessment revisions in decades. The Indian Himalayas lie in the country's highest seismic risk zone due to their location on one of the most active tectonic collision boundaries on Earth. The Indian plate moves northward into the Eurasian plate at roughly 5 centimeters per year, a force that created the towering Himalayas and continues to push them upward. This ongoing collision generates immense geological stress, triggering powerful earthquakes.
India is one of the major plates of the Earth and is moving relative to the underlying mantle and is converging relative to the Eurasia. It's difficult to say where exactly or when there will be a split of the Indian plate.
Earthquakes were not the only seismic activity in 2025. This year also saw volcanoes erupting across different regions. From dormant peaks to startling eruptions, planet Earth displayed multiple signs of unrest. After more than 600 years, a volcano erupted for the first time in far eastern Russia. In August 2025, the Krasheninnikov volcano in Kamchatka threw up an ash plume up to 6 kilometers. The eruption was likely triggered by intense seismic activity from the magnitude 8.8 earthquake in the region, which shook loose magma and activated its magmatic systems, releasing gas and causing ash plumes. The Earth's powerful seismic waves acted as a catalyst, overcoming the volcano's dormant state. On the 16th of July, a volcano erupted in southwest Iceland, releasing smoke and streams of lava. The volcano had been dormant for nearly 800 years until it resumed in 2021. The Reykjanes Peninsula has been witnessing increased geological activity in recent years. Iceland, often called the land of fire and ice, sits atop the mid-Atlantic ridge and is home to more than 30 active volcanic systems. On the 23rd of November, Ethiopia's Haile Gubi volcano erupted after 12,000 years, sending ash across continents, disrupting flights, and raising questions about volcanic monitoring. Plumes of ash shot thousands of feet into the sky and traveled across continents, even reaching cities as far as India's capital, New Delhi, in just 72 hours of eruption. Then, the ash cloud moved from India towards China. Haile Gubi is a shield volcano and a member of the Erta Ale range. It's located at the edge of the East African Rift, where the African and Arabian plates are slowly pulling apart.
In this specific case, since it is the Erta Ale range, which is Erta Ale is a magma lake, as you know. So the magma is not very deep, it is just close to the surface. So this eruption went off with no much earthquake activity, but it was energetic enough to cause very huge plume, volcanic plume in the atmosphere.
A new eruption at Hawaii's Kilauea volcano on the 6th of December has illustrated just how dangerous the volcano's summit can be. A high-definition monitoring camera perched on the Halemaumau crater was knocked out when an intense lava fountain blasted hot rock and ash, melting and burying the equipment within seconds. The incident occurred inside a hazardous closed area of the Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. Moving to Europe, where another volcanic eruption billowed into the sky above Mount Etna. This happened on the 27th of December, when Italy's most active volcano shifted its behavior and triggered the highest aviation warning level. This happened on the 27th of December, when Italy's most active volcano shifted its behavior and triggered the highest aviation warning level. Scientists also observed small explosions from another crater, ejecting hot materials several meters into the air. This is the fourth time that Mount Etna has erupted this year. Rising to around 3,350 meters above sea level and spanning approximately 35 kilometers at its base, Etna is the largest volcano in Europe.
A day later, tourists took advantage of the holiday season by ski mountaineering on the slopes of Mount Etna, while Italy's most active volcano continued to erupt. The Department of Civil Protection raised the alert level for Mount Etna from green to yellow due to the possible rapid escalation of activity. But people did not miss out on the opportunity to see the volcanic ash clouds up close or enjoy a day of ski mountaineering in pleasant weather.
I'm from Hong Kong, and the view from Etna is awesome. It's like a live volcano in this great weather. It's very nice. And the temperature is gorgeous, and the view, look at this, very good. We are here for the family trip, for the Christmas reunion, and we stay in Taiwan. And then we see this great day, and then want to see this live volcano in person. That's why we do a trip here today.
The Earth's climate is changing rapidly. Extreme weather has become the new normal. But experts caution that there is no link between the changing climate and seismic activities.
Climate change is a very real and serious issue, and earthquakes are very real and serious issues. But the relationship, there's no direct relationship between them. So that to say what lies ahead for us in 2026, it's very difficult to be specific about particular events that might occur. But what we do know is that places where volcanic activity and earthquake activity are common will continue to experience those events.
So, how was the year gone by? To put together, the year 2025 was a barrage of seismic disasters all throughout the world. And 2026 might just be worse than 2025, as rising tectonic stress could increase the risk of more seismic activities. Experts warn that natural pressure buildup cannot be ignored, especially in vulnerable regions already facing climate and geological stress. The writing is on the wall.